pair of teammates in NBA history to do this twice overall, but the first to do so in a single season. Chiney, what else you got?
Handball, have you heard?
What's up, my big bro? I love you. It's time to get nerdy because the James Harden-Joel Embiid pick and roll has absolutely dominated the league. And on Monday, check out these numbers. The Sixers, they scored 1.67 points per pick and roll, which is the highest scoring rate on those plays over the last 10 seasons. It is absurd. Which, to put that into context, there have been 23,000 games like this, and that was number one right there. And the craziest part is the next two best games scoring-wise in pick and roll, they're at the hands of James Harden. I love you, Second Spectrum. I love my nerds here at ESPN. So I'm here with Coach, and let's break this down. Roll me my tape producer, Jaren, baby.
All right. You want me to talk nerdy to you, right?
Oh, please talk nerdy. Break it down.
All right. Let's talk about this guy right here. Pick and roll. Biggest disservice ever to be named to a pick and roll is two-man game because everybody's involved right here. Right here, they got the nail guy, okay? That's the help. This guy is actually supposed to be guarding Tyrese Maxey. They commit two to the ball. He is a master at reading defenses. What does the defense do? Put two to the ball, find the open guy. So he's going to make this kick out. Nice, easy catch and shoot three, wide open. Everybody eats well when you have a guy that reads defense and just makes the right play time after time. Same concept here, okay? This time, it's beautiful, though. Stop right here. Stop. Nail guy, okay, he was in the quadrant. This time, he's going to cut through. So now this nail guy can't just load up on the ball and clog the middle up. As this pick and roll happens, this time he's going away from the middle, but this pop guy, no nail help because the cutter went through. Now nobody can help, and Mr. Embiid gets a wide open three.
I mean, how are you going to give this guy who's like number 2 in the NBA points per game that open look? And it all starts with the pick and roll, Coach.
It does. And reading and just whenever you see two on the ball, you get rid of it. And they did a masterful job, honestly. All the other guys moving parts, proper spacing, and they kept mixing up the looks so that they just keep getting wide open shots.
Malika, aren't you proud that I did the whole breakdown with Coach and also got to mention my Houston Rockets?
I am very proud. I'm also loving the color coordination. That may have been the duo performance of the night, ladies, but it was not the game of the night. The Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics were. Donovan Mitchell, the Cavs, getting ready here. We're going to pick it up in the fourth because this is where things got spicy. Donovan Mitchell puts the spin move on, high off the glass, gets that to go. Takes a 1-point lead off of that play. And then on the other side here, Jalen Brown dishes it out to Derek White for three. Bounces, gets the friendly roll. Now the Celtics take a slight lead. Watch Donovan Mitchell here, weaving, moving all the way to the cup. Doesn't get it to go, but a foul would be called on that play. I still don't know about that. They would review it. There wasn't enough to overturn it. So Donovan Mitchell heads to the free throw line with the Cavaliers down by 2 at this point. He ties the game there. Speeding ahead the other direction. No. Again, a foul called on this play on Grant Williams. He's going crazy saying there was a foul. I still don't know if you can call that in Cleveland, but they did. It was a foul. They reviewed it to see if it happened before time went off. So Grant Williams says, I'm going to make them both.
Come on, dog.
I'm going to make them both.
Come on, homie.
He said, I'm going to make a loaf.
Ride slow, homie.
Got them both a loaf.
First one didn't go.
Ride slow, homie.
Second one didn't go. Jalen Brown got a hand on it. They looked like they were trying to get it back up and in. Wouldn't go. So to overtime.
Oh, man.
Head. Oh, no.
That's a
Donovan Mitchell working.
Yes.
Don's going crazy.
You don't want to be in that position again. Get up, get down,
Slamming it
Donovan.
down with authority. The Cavaliers looking again, dishing it out to the corner. Big three ball on the way. Yes, it is
I
good.
see you, nephew.
The Cavs get it to go. Cleveland gets the win over Boston in overtime. Take a listen to Jalen Brown after the game.
There's no more victories in this. Like we got to win games, period. And I got to be better. It was spots in overtime and through the game. I feel like I rushed some shots and I wish I could have back. But overall, we just have to have a fighter's mentality, and we got to play to win.
All right, so here's the reality. The Celtics now have blown double-digit leads in 3 straight games, starting with their NBA season-high 28-point blown lead on Friday against the Nets. That's before losing leads of 14 and 15 in the last 2 days against the Knicks and the Cavaliers. So I want to bring in senior writer Zach Lowe and big Pulitzer Kendrick Perkins because, Perk, I need a word of the day from you on the loss of the Celtics last night.
Well, you know it's been a minute. It's been a minute, so I had a lot of time to study. And I'm going with Hebo-tuniness, okay?
What?
Hebo-tuniness. And you know what that means?
No.
Listless, okay? That means not being there. Then that's what the Celtics are right now. They're not there mentally. And when you talk about a team that has championship aspirations, I'm using it right now, so this make one time. But when you talk about a team that have championship aspirations, a team that's supposed to be dialed in with almost less than 15 games left into the season, a team that we witnessed last season be at the peak and started to peak at the right time, they're taking horrible shots on the offensive end. They're not dialed in defensively. I seen Mikal Bridges drop 38 on them. Donovan Mitchell went for 40 plus. And with this team, with the elite wing defenders that they have, that's not supposed to be the case. The Celtics have to dial back in and establish and get an identity that they don't have right now.
I don't want to spend too much time just philosophically on the loser of any particular game, but Zach, that word, is that the word that you're using to describe the Celtics?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that word is, but I'm not going to re-overact to a couple of Celtics losses where Jalen Brown's missing one game against the Knicks and
right.
Jason Tatum's missing this game against Cleveland. They're not playing their best, but they'll be okay. The number one seed battle, though, is going to be interesting between Milwaukee and Boston.
So then let's get to the Cavs side of things, because what are your thoughts on them with 15 games left to go here?
I like their team a lot. They're in a dogfight for that 4 or 5 spot with the Knicks. We might get a Donovan Mitchell Bowl in the first round
right.
between the team that got him and the team that didn't get him. But 2 things to watch for the Cavs. Number 1, Evan Mobley, slowly but surely, the three-pointer might not be coming. The rest of his offensive game is starting to blow up a little bit. He can get buckets in a lot of different ways, and he's starting to assert himself a little more as a third scorer around the 2 guards that we know are going to bring it every night. But the thing that makes me nervous about Cleveland is they can't seem to figure out who their 5th guy is around their core 4. Last night it was Lamar Stevens. Can I really count on that every night? Karis LeVert's had kind of a mess season. Ricky Rubio hasn't moved the needle. Dean Wade hasn't moved the needle. Osman hasn't moved the needle. Even LeVert hasn't really moved the needle, although he played crunch time over Jared Allen last night. It feels like there's still a missing puzzle piece there, and you know what? That's fine. The Cavs weren't even supposed to be this good this year. This team is built to be good for a long time. But Evan Mobley, that dude is going to be a superstar.
Last word on this for now.
Yeah, but Zach, you got to have some type of concern when it comes down to the Celtics. I believe they were up by 25 plus on the Brooklyn Nets at home, blew that game. They were up double figure on the Knicks, blew that game. Hell, they was even up double figures last night. And then we're not seeing Robert Williams right now. Jason Tatum, again, said it himself. Robert Williams is the most important piece for us trying to go and accomplish the mission of winning the championship. Him not being healthy raises a major concern for me, and it should for you as well, because they're not only not going to get past Giannis and the Bucks, but they're not going to get past Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers if Robert Williams is not healthy and not being able to be on the floor.
Right, because the top of the East is tough. Let's take a look at the standings out East, because the Celtics, they've now dropped actually 2 games behind the Bucks for the top seed, and then Boston is followed by the Sixers, the Cavs, and then you can see there the Knicks. So, Mr. Jalen.
What up, Doe?
That means we need to take a look at the top of the East, maybe even rank them, sir, starting with number 4.
Let's do that. But I want to make sure that we reference this. And to Perk's point, I like to judge success off of realistic expectations. And the expectations of this year's Boston Celtics team is to do better than they did last year.
Right, and they would say that, Jalen. They are saying that we know that this season is not a success unless we can get back to that place.
And their goal should be to get that number 1 spot. Because if they don't get that number 1 spot, and Game 7 is in Milwaukee.
They were on the opposite end of that last year with the Milwaukee
and
Bucks.
they won't make it to the finals. And before I do my top 4, I want to also show this board and recognize the Knicks are on an amazing win streak, right?
Woo-wee!
But they still ain't past the Cavs. So I'm going to put the Cavs at number 4.
All right.
I know people, again, I appreciate the greatness of Julius Randle and what Jalen Brunson has done, and Tibbs allowing them to cook. Emmanuel Quickly's been terrific in filling in for Brunson. Number 3, Perk, let's talk about these Sixers. I agree with you. I'm loving what I'm seeing. But it's in the regular season. I still need to see the James Harden in the regular season, in the postseason. And until that happens, I can't put them ahead of the Celtics because I've seen them do it.
That's fair.
And number one, the Milwaukee Bucks. Middleton is still coming off the bench.
Yes.
They haven't hit their stride yet. Jay Crowder, Bobby Portis, Drew Holiday, the best two-way guard in the game. And they've won a championship as a collective. I can trust them. I can trust their head coach.
I absolutely. So right now, this is in line with the standings that are at the top of the East. I like it. I like the Milwaukee Bucks at 1. And talking to Chris Middleton, he says, I know I got to be up 38-ish minutes when we're start talking about the regular season. I'm not quite there yet, but he's trusting this process to sort of get there.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.